Oh, it's Anthony Hudson. Anthony Frederikson. Oliver's at the top of the screen and Anthony is at the bottom. And I'm joined by Nathan Blewett. All the way.
How's it going?
Thanks. All the way from Australia. Very, very early in the morning. And we're going to get Felix as well jumping in shortly for commentating. Yep, all set. I actually, let me just see the hands here. I don't recall, I didn't watch Oliver's standard last week, but you can see here he's on mono red, the aggressive deck. Anthony's on, he was playing an Esper Control and he ran into problems last week with the third colour. I think the same as you, Nathan.
Yeah.
It looks, I don't see any trace of blue in this. Oh, just as I say that, he draws a blue card. Okay, so he's still on his he's still on his Esper. Can you see the match?
Yeah, watching it now.
You must have jumped in before me. Shut all these things. Yeah, so we have the YouTube chat up, but there's a delay of 3 minutes. So if anybody posts anything, we respond 3 minutes later. Kari Zev, we're joined by Felix now. He's jumped in. He hasn't joined us yet in the commentators, but he's going to be coming in a second.
So this is going to be a really strong start for the red deck.
Hello.
Hello, we're joined by Felix now. Finished his match. So we got, it looks like Esper Control against mono red here. What do we call that red deck these days?
Red deck wins.
Red deck wins. Okay, let me just update this. Red deck wins.
RDW.
Yeah, I'm actually going to play Standard Showdown this Sunday, and I was going through my see what I've got left because I got rid of most of my standard cards. I really don't want to buy more, so I'm going to keep a closer eye on in the next couple of days to see what I can get. You can see here Anthony's got the answers, the 2 Settle the Wreckage and a Fumigate.
Yeah, but he's got to hit those land drops or else he's going to be looking like he's in a lot of trouble.
He needs that, he can scry with the thematic compass. Oh no, actually he can't. He can search for basic, okay, so he's got it covered. But he needs, yeah, I think he's in not bad shape here. 2 lightning strikes. That's probably going to bring out the fatal push on the Soulscar Mage here. Because you see Hazaret's going to come down next turn. Well, if he fatal pushes here, he's not going to be able to use the compass to find the 4th land.
No, he needs the compass.
Yeah.
This is going to drop him to 2 though. I don't know if he really wants to go to 2. Yeah, he's going to fatal push. So he's going to go to 5, but he's just dead next turn, so this is a very fast game 1. He's got a top deck of white source here. Untapped white source. A blue source, that won't do it.
Yeah.
So very fast game 1 to Oliver. Let me check the stream, that must just about be a record. 4.5 minutes the stream's been going for. Yeah, last time, Nathan, did we cover Anthony's game last time? He played a control.
Blazing Dragon?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
That's right. Against was it gold?
Because it was Dragon v Dragon.
Yeah, Gold Dragon. Control mirror. Yeah, and that's he scooped straight away. So what do you guys think of these 2 decks immediately? I suppose more to do with Anthony's deck.
I feel like the control, as long as it picks up the land that it's going to need, which seems to be the problem I always seem to have now, and just draws the answers. It can win over red. I've been playing a blue-white cycle homebrew that is just basically control, and it seems to win more often than not against a red matchup. So as long as he can get the pieces, he should be looking okay. But yeah, that was just a bad example.
Yeah, he seemed to have all, like, Oliver had a really nice curve there. They're still sideboarding. Yeah, he had a really nice curve, but Anthony seemed to have all the answers. He just couldn't get that crucial white source.
Yeah, so I've played a lot with red deck wins and also with like blue black control or black white control and stuff. And I think that the black deck is the red deck is favored because you have like so much reach in form of lightning strike, shock, castle red. You can bring it down to like 8 to 5 and then ping him down with the direct damage spells.
You see
But
here
of
though.
course,
Sorry, go ahead.
of course, it gets better for the controller post board.
Well, he's bought in. I don't know if he's bought in that duress, but he just got a Chandra. You see, Oliver's kept a one lander. Quite a risky keep there.
Yeah, but he's quite on the top, so I think he's a van on top.
What do you think about bringing in duress there?
I'm not a big fan of the rest, but I guess if he has worse cards in the main deck, it's okay.
Especially in this matchup, like you'd want to be hitting the good pieces or the key pieces, which aren't they're all creatures.
I suspect he got spooked by those two lightning bolts in game one, so it's kind of a reactionary move. But we can see here again, he's got the answers, but he's going to be stumbling on that third land. Profane Procession looks too slow here.
Yeah, it's way too slow for the red matchup. I mean, it's a way to deal with Hazoret if he doesn't have another one, but...
I mean, if he hits another untapped source, the Golden Demise is going to be pretty good. If he doesn't hit that source, then...
It'd be such a better card if it was at instant speed. Because then he could hold it up, wait for the Uncrop Crusher to hit the board, and then do it, but...
Yeah, it's kind of... Wizards always seems to like to print these three mana black sweepers for -2, like the Drown in Sorrow that got you a Scry. In this case, it's linked to the Ascend. Flame Tendrils was linked to Exile, so they kind of keep one all the time in Standard. But I don't know, it always seems like -2 is never quite enough on turn 3. Yeah, he's not going to muck around here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great card unlimited. The Golden Demise this time because the format is super aggressive. And you can easily get to Ascend and then just wipe the opponent's board, like kill 4 to 8 creatures with it, so it's pretty good and limited. If it would be instant speed, it would have been like a rare, because you would have it too often limited them.
Well, you can see that Anthony drew the third land. It was tapped, which probably worked out quite well for him, but unfortunately Oliver didn't get his third land, so he's not going to get the Uncrop Crasher and the Soulscar Mage together. He's probably just going to take these ones. Yeah. He draws a Fumigate for the turn, so he just run out the Profane Procession. He's looking for value from those two Golden Demise.
If he's lucky enough to pick up the land drops that Whiskey Burn's going to be missing, then he's going to be looking like that Profane's going to be a lot better than we thought it was.
Well, there's a third,
Yeah.
so... But you look at Whiskey Burn, Oliver, it's going to be Chandra into Glorybringer.
Yeah, and that's very typical from the red deck. They side in bigger spells and more expensive spells like Chandra and Glorybringer, and even have like additional scavenger grounds on the sideboard for these matchups.
See what Anthony finds here.
Strike into direction's not exactly what he wanted.
But you look at that, he's got a 5, a 6 and a 7 in his hand, and he's only got 3 mana to play with. If Chandra comes down here, I think he's in big trouble. No. You kind of feel like he has to hit a land this turn.
I mean, if Oliver doesn't hit lands, he don't need lands either, but...
Yeah, he's not really under a whole lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he gets an X1, that Profane Procession's going to look pretty good. Although it can't hit Planeswalkers, it's only creatures.
So,
okay, there's a...
Champion.
Yeah, so Chandra's going to be able to... going to help him cast the Glorybringer next turn, regardless. 2, 4... Oh, that's tapped. So he's going to take a hit from the Glorybringer here. Or is it going to be worse actually, because Chandra's going to +2 instead? So he's going to drop to 7, 5. He's going to drop to 5. So he's actually dead. He needs a... I don't see how he can get out of this.
If he draws into a settle.
Yeah, Settle the Wreckage is his only out. He needed that 5th land to be untapped there. This puts him to 5, Chandra puts him to 3, a Fumigate would put him back up to 4, but Glorybringer would do the 4th.
I think Chandra's already done her plus.
I mean the next turn.
Yep.
Another Profane Procession. Yeah, so there's no way out of this. He's going to hold the Procession up for the Glorybringer, but...
He's just going to play a second.
Yeah. And that's not
Blazing
even...
Dragon learning firsthand why the red deck is so strong.
And why it's called Red Deck Wins, not Red Deck Losers. Yeah, so it's a pretty 15 minutes for standard, pretty quick.
Yeah, I haven't seen Blazing Dragon's deck list, but just going by the cards I've seen, he seems to have a really high curve.
Yeah, that's a good point. And again, I don't know what lands he's running, but 2 weeks in a row that we've watched him, he's run into land issues.
Yeah. Like myself, I'm going to be switching it up from Esper Control to run what I do have in paper as a brood deck. But it's only 2 colours, so it should be a bit more reliable this time.
And I think he's just doing the math and realising there's no way out here. Unless Oliver forgets to plus Chandra, but I highly doubt that's going to happen.
Hoping that X-Mage bugs.
well, just for the new players, he's going to tap everything. Yeah, if X-Mage was to bug here, just from a rules perspective, Oliver would be granted the win because there's no way out of this for Anthony. We have had issues in the past in the early seasons where players this exact thing happened, and under very suspicious circumstances the losing player disconnects. But but no, they don't get any benefit of the doubt there. And Chandra will get the job done. So a very fast 2-0 for Oliver. Do you remember what Anthony was on for Modern last week?
Oh,
I know Oliver plays the 4 or 5 color Death Shadow list normally. I don't recall the deck that Anthony was on.
did we watch? Was it Jund and?
Ah, yes, that's right. Because he's normally an Abzan play, and he switched it to Jund.
That's going to be interesting. Chant versus Death Shadow.
I feel like your bog standard Death Shadow would probably do better than what I've seen of his Jund deck.
I think...
In the game we watched, it didn't seem to have too many threats.
Yeah, that's right. And I remember he was up against a... Because he was playing the Dark Confidant against a deck that was sort of hitting him. Who's this Nikki Crom? I think he doesn't realize it's a...
Get out. Sorry, bud. Wrong game.
I'm not sure who Nicky Crom is, but with his enormous connection lag, 460 milliseconds. Okay. We're all set now, so we're about to fire for Modern. This time it's Anthony on the top and Oliver on the bottom.
Yeah, he was playing against Burn, wasn't he? In the last.
Yeah, that might have been the case. Burn, and he kept the Dark Confidant on. Okay, so we can see his hand there. It looks like he's still on Jund. We'll see what Oliver's got.
Oh, Tron.
Oh, Oliver's joined the dark side. And it's black-green Tron.
Yuck.
So who's favoured in this matchup?
Tron.
Yeah, definitely Tron.
Yeah, 100% Tron. It's
Yeah.
like you can't win game 1 if you're on Chant. And you have some sideboard cards that give you a slight chance, like you can go Fulminator Surgical on turn 3 and hope it wins, but otherwise the match was pretty bad for you.
Well, if you can't beat him, play Tron.
Yeah, he's let me just update this. Green, Tron. Yeah, I think
Oh
this
wow.
versus I think
Drawing into natural Tron.
I think these lists play three Fulminator Mages in the sideboard these days.
Yeah, at least Abson or Chunk is playing free.
But 2 Oblivion Stones in the sideboard. This is in the hand. This is going to be ugly. He does have a thought. Did he have Thoughtseize? No. But the only thing that sort of is working in his favour at this stage is Oliver doesn't actually have a threat to find yet. But of course, once he does find that threat,
This is a strong start for Tron. It'd be better if he had something to play straight away, but being able to dig.
He might not want to play the Tron out here. He can play the Blooming Marsh and use Ancient Stirrings to find a threat. And then he'll have 8 mana next turn, so if he finds an Ugin...
I think that was the right play.
Yeah. Yeah, so he finds the Ugin. So it looks like it's going to be a very fast...
Yeah, and now I can find the Sanctum end of turn of the map, so you can fetch out something like Ulamog or Brigadier next turn.
Well, Inquisition is going to reveal the bad news. Should have been it needed to be a Thoughtseize. We might just see a scoop right now. I don't think he's got the Thoughtseize. No.
Does he have the stones to continue playing? Because we know Blazing Dragon does.
Yeah, I mean, he still has a slight chance, like bait out Ugin to go down to 5 loyalty and then get in a hasty Hazoret and kill the Ugin, but Oliver just needs to draw another threat, and I think I would scoop.
What's he going to find? Maybe a Sanctum of Ugin here, perhaps? Yeah. So
I always feel sad for anybody playing Fatal Pushes into Tron.
Yeah, I played this Tron because I'm a massive I Hate Tron player, but Evan Bello convinced me to play Tron at the SCG Philadelphia, so I kind of... It's a good deck to play when you're winning. But I still feel a bit dirty playing it. Yeah. So we'll see how much longer this is going to go on.
Is he waiting for draws to see whether or not he's going to be able to draw an answer? Because I would have just thought Ugin would have been game. Or waiting until he draws... Waiting until he plays, sorry, an actual threat instead of just a stone.
Yeah, because I mean he's not hitting land drops, so he can't get his threats out. Scavenging Ooze is just going to die to Ugin.
Yeah, you can still draw an Estron Pulse and kill the Ugin.
Another Tron piece.
I feel like you'd want to play Sanctum.
So he's got 7/8. Sanctum will put him to 9. I don't know. I think these black green ones take. Do they still play World Breaker in main deck? I think they moved them to the sideboard and play an extra Ulamog.
That's a really healthy Ugin.
It'll be interesting to see what he discards here between the Oblivion Stone and the Urza's Mine. I think he has to discard the stone.
I think I would go for mine since he can ultimate Ugin next turn.
Oh yes. There's a Thoughtseize. It's a bit slow. He does have a Rabble Master. It's only gonna. It can keep Ugin. Well, he can probably play Rabble Master, and then if he wants to ultimate Ugin, then he's gonna have to give up the Ugin.
Surprised to see he hasn't put a fake counter on it.
I think he'll do that end of turn. Okay, now let's see what he's going to get rid of now. Yeah, so if he doesn't draw a threat here, he can just wipe that board with O-Stone. Oh, there we go. But see, that's the play I mentioned the previous turn. He can't actually play that Ulamog now because he discarded the mine. And I don't think he really needs that second O-Stone.
Yeah, shoot that. But I think he can just cash in Ugin here. Yeah, he's taking
Yeah, he doesn't
O-Stone.
need to use the O-Stone here. Just cash the Ugin in and then play everything.
What he doesn't know is Anthony has the Thoughtseize in hand, so he's going to take that Ulamog. Oh, he doesn't have Thoughtseize in hand. What happened to the Thoughtseize? Did he discard it?
Yeah.
So board wipe first, see what he wants to do with Ugin here.
So I think he can plus it and bring up the O-Stone. Yep.
Just looking at Anthony's hand, he's got two cards, a Scavenging Ooze and a Hazaret. He needs a land here, then he could play the Hazaret.
No, Inquisition is a draw.
Gonna see the Ulamog. And you'll see he's just flat out. Yeah, he's just flat out dead to any land off the top here. Ugin's minus is probably going to kill him as well.
Just ultimating Ugin means he doesn't need to draw a land.
Oh, you can put but Ulamog's, yeah, has a cast trigger. I think you put them into play, don't you? Yeah. You may then put up to 7. Yeah, so I mean, it's a 10-10 indestructible still going to beat Chant. Yeah, he's got all. He could actually just wipe out the land base with an Ugin ultimate here.
Yeah, and he can, even if he's very likely to draw a land in the top 7 cards. So he can then play the Ulamog and get the cast trigger.
Yeah.
Double one call.
Ugh. worm coil, mine.
Well, you put the Ulamog out. Does that bring a
misplay, I
concession?
think.
Yeah, because also with playing the I mean, he wins anyway, but
And he scooped up.
he didn't get the Sanctum trigger by putting it into play like that.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to sideboarding now. I'm guessing, what's coming out? Did you bring out the Inquisitions?
No, Inquisitions are fine on the play because you can snipe Expedition maps. He's definitely going to trim on those Twitter pushes, and maybe even like one Abrupt Decay. And if he's playing the 4 Inquisitions, he might be going down to 3 or 2, and even cut like a Scavenging Ooze or a Liliana, some of the slower cuts. And you want to bring in Land Destruction, Surgicals, and probably something like Artifact Hate. I don't know what Tron runs in the sideboard right now. Blood Moon maybe.
Yeah, it's Fatal Push is just terrible. Abrupt Decay. What do they have to deal with Worm Coil? Do they play Kolaghan's Command?
They play Maelstrom Force, and so like 1 or 2 main and another one in the sideboard. I don't know about Kolaghan's Command. I don't really see chant lists. I only play against Absent when I play Norman.
And what's the other card? Terminates, possibly?
Yeah, Terminate. They have in the main deck some number like 2 to 4, I guess.
But I think his whole strategy or path to winning revolves around Fulminator Mage here, doesn't it?
Yeah, getting like a turn 1 Fortis, sniping the threat, then turn 2 Tamoglyph, turn 3 Liliana, turn 4 Double Glyph. So like putting real pressure on him.
Hitting land drops and actually getting those threats is the thing that needs to happen, but we haven't seen it so far.
Yeah, it seems to be a theme here, going over the standard into modern land issues. I wonder if he's
Curious to see how many lands he's running.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if he's just unlucky or if there's an issue with his mana base. Okay, they're back in now. Okay, he's got a Kolaghan's Command there. 2 land hand with no land destruction. We'll see what he's gonna. He keeps that hand. See what Oliver's got.
Yeah, Oliver is natural Tron.
Just missing the threat. Though he does have the Sylvan Scrying to, the Chromatic Sphere as a cantrip here to help him dig 1 deeper. I suspect Sylvan Scrying gone here. Unfortunately, he has 2. So I think I would go. Yeah, I think I'd take the Sphere actually.
Yeah, Sphere.
Or the Star.
Yeah, because right now his hand does nothing. So this is one of the cases where Blazing Dragons with a jump player has a chance to win. If he goes for Bob next turn, and on turn 3 he gets another land, and then something like Liliana or another discard spell, and then goes for the turn for Huntmaster.
Yeah, he's just got to avoid Khan here, because he's got the Kolaghan's Command. See what Oliver can draw for the turn. A cantrip. Anthony knows he's got natural Tron.
Yeah, Anthony's going to apply as much pressure to him as he can.
So he's got the 2 cantrips now.
Cracking both on end step, I think.
Abrupt Decay. And that's what he was after, the Tamoglyph.
Yes, I guess it's just going to play Tomography and attack Bloodroot and attack with Bob.
Because with the Kurgan's command, he can actually use that to protect against the sweeper,
Wurmcoil.
Owstone.
Yeah, and also against Wurmcoil, at least against the 6/6.
Mm.
You can like kill it, and then you can Abrupticate a Death Toucher.
Yeah, because the earliest that a Tron player can play an Owstone and crack it is turn 4. So he's going to get 2 turns here to get hits in, assuming that Tarmogoyf comes down with Summoning Sickness here.
Yeah, it should.
Because he's gonna artifact and sorcery.
You could do a turn 3 if you had is it Mind Stone?
Yeah, Mindstone. But Mindstone is only played in E-Tron, so Eldrazi-Tron, and not in any colored Tron.
He just passes the turn. I don't know about that. I think he's holding up Abrupt Decay for Owstone here. But I don't think you can be that.
He needs to get his. He needs to put pressure on.
Yeah, I guess he's approaching the matchup wrong.
Yeah, a bit defensive, because Tron just has so many top decks that will just end the match on the spot, and he's got 2 cantrips out there. Cool
Yeah,
threat.
Frederikson.
Thragtusk can come down right now.
Yeah, and he has no answer threat in his hand.
You can see Oliver's digging here. I think he's got 1 left over to run that chromatic sphere, star out. 2 left over,
No,
actually.
Yeah, so you can even use the Siren's Crying.
That's a bit of a backbreaker, that Thragtusk. Puts him up to 23. He'll probably search up the Sanctum here.
Yeah,
Oh, he gets
on
another
the
tower.
tower. Yeah. But that's another reason why I think that Absent is better than Chant right now. You have Path to Exile, which can kill these threats. So it kills Thragtusk and the small one. And if you're now bolted, you still have to Abrupt Decay and use another removal spell on the second half of it.
Finds a bolt off the top. Well, the bolt's going to put a creature in the graveyard for the Tarmogoyf.
But right now, if he wants to attack, he has to go bolt the Fractusk and Abrupt Decay the token.
I don't think he's going to Abrupt Decay the token, because it seems a waste. He didn't do anything on the last turn. Yeah, the Tarmogoyf comes down.
Yeah, I'm still wondering why he didn't play Tarmogoyf last turn.
Because he could have been getting in for 4 this turn.
Yeah.
And as we see, all of his draws just ticking over. It's only a matter of time before he ticks over one of his numerous threats. He's going to use the cantrip immediately here.
Another one.
Just dig, dig, dig. Sylvan Scrying will thin the library a little bit. Oh, surely this time Ancient Stirrings. He floated a black there. I'm not sure why he did that.
Maybe misclick.
Perhaps he was hoping for a fatal push off the top.
Yeah, but he can still play the Land Wastes and cast Stirrings now and have 5 mana up. So let's see what he finds.
5 cards deep, so he's surely going to find something here. You can
Curious to see him play the wastes.
Ugin.
Yeah.
Play the tower and then
So he's kind of Anthony's kind of on Thoughtseize or bust here.
Yeah, or Fulminate the Mage, would also work.
See what he draws for the turn. I think Ugin comes down, it's just game over. Oh, Maelstrom Pulse.
Force and another land. So I guess he has to decay now, swing with both to get maximal damage.
Yeah, I think he can't muck around because those two are gone next turn.
Yeah.
At least get 6 in for them. Decay is an instant, so it'll make the Tarmogoyf a little bit bigger.
Yeah,
Oh,
bolt is also
there's a bolt in there already, yeah.
Yeah, he did no fetch land this game, so Tarmogoyf would have been bigger, even one more power and toughness. If he would have played the Goyf last turn, he could have already gotten in for 4 more damage, so Oliver would be at 12 and not at 16.
But you can see, we haven't seen all of his next draw, but Maelstrom Pulse is at least going to remove his threat.
Yeah, Oliver is killing Anthony's board and Anthony is killing Oliver's board. Fatal push. So you can even plus Ugin and Confident and push the Goyf and try to go for the Ugin ultimate, get to draw 7 new cards.
He's going to go the other route and keep the Fatal Push in hand.
Yeah, I guess which is the correct line because he already saw the Maelstrom pulse, so he knew his Ugin would die this turn.
But this is the thing with this Tron deck. It just has an inevitability. Like he's got nothing in his hand at the moment, but you just know it's just a matter of time. He peels one thing off the top, and it's kind of lights out for the Jund player.
Yeah, I had the Eye of Ugin before, which was like so good in that spot. You can hoot up Eye of Ugin and then fetch a big fat each turn. But I banned it during Eldrazi Winter. Yeah, now you have the pulse here.
Ugin down. Tarmogoyf would be kind of handy right now. 1, 2, 4 card types. 5 card types now.
Yeah, but he should have left up a second green mana so he can activate Scavenging Ooze.
Instant, sorcery, artifact, creature, planeswalker. 5.
And so he's playing Scavenging Ooze now, and you could have left up a green mana, so like pick up a second tomb.
We'll see if this, if he, Oliver fires off the Fatal Push here. There's some chronic land flooding going on Oliver's side. Yeah, it doesn't muck around here. The bonus for Oliver though is that he's basically covered from a Fulminator Mage here. He's got 2 of each.
Yeah, and he's even covered from. If he is able to play mine, he's even covered from Fulminator.
Oh,
wow.
That is a good top deck.
Yep.
But you look at his own land base though.
Yeah, first of all, if you now play the Blood Moon, Oliver already has 6 lands out, and you play 7 on next turn, so you even can cast Karn through a Blood Moon.
Yeah, I think he can't play the Blood Moon this turn.
Yeah, he has to play Huntmaster. That's why I only like the Blood Moon against Tron decks, like if it comes down turn 3, before turn 3 in the play, and afterwards it just is like, I mean, it slows them down by a lot, but they can play the threat through the Blood Moon, so...
But also, you look at Anthony's grave, he hasn't actually played a fetch land, so all of those lands have just been natural draws. He does have a decent clock here, though.
Yeah, especially if Oliver doesn't find a spell next turn, the Huntmaster will flip. Which
he's drawing.
Yeah, he finds another one.
Yeah, so Surgical's off the table now. He's just got a ridiculous amount of mana. It was 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 mana on the board. So
yeah, Huntmaster flipped.
He's got a 2-turn clock here because he's got the Kolaghan's command to push the last 2 points.
Suppose he might be pushing the points and bouncing the Goyf back to hand.
Oh, Hezeret, but he can't attack.
Or he's going to run out the... Okay, so he's got the pieces that he needs. But as Felix mentioned, he's already up to 7 mana, so I don't think he cares anymore. Oh, Oliver concedes.
Skips it up.
Wow. I don't understand that, but...
Yeah, I think a Karn off the top would have put an end to that plan that Anthony had going there. And Oliver was just drawing a ridiculous amount of lands. Surely a threat was on its way.
Yeah, he seemed to just draw into anything except threats.
This one's going to a game 3. We didn't see any Fulminator Mages or anything to suggest that, sideboard specific cards there. So who are you both favouring for game 3 here?
I'd say the Tron.
Yeah, I think it's Oliver because he's in the play again. So you can turn 3 Karn him.
Yeah, I think Oliver on the play is coupled with the fact he had terrible draws that turn. I don't think Magic Karma, you're not going to get that bad a draw twice in a row. They're playing in a pretty competitive league as well. Just looking at the standings. No one picked up the perfect points in the previous round for their group. So if Oliver gets a 12 here, he's going to go to the head of the pack again.
Yeah, I have to go now. We're having dinner right now.
Okay,
so,
thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Thanks, Felix.
I maybe will hop on Legacy again if they are still playing. But yeah, goodbye.
Yep. Bye. Apparently we had a mix-up with Anthony's Legacy last week. I cut it off after game 2. I thought Anthony won 2-0, but actually it was must have got confused by the dragons, and the other dragon won. And he came back and won game 3, so I incorrectly had Anthony recorded as the winner, but he ended up losing the game 3.
Oh wow.
This is some long sideboarding going on here for a 3rd game.
Yeah, I don't know how much more they think they can
They're back in now. Well, he's got the Goyf in hand. A Goyf, a Hezeret, and a Kolaghan's command. I don't... It's not ideal, but I think he might keep that. Terrible... Well, no, I think... I think, yeah, Oliver will keep that hand. He's got a cantrip and Ancient Stirrings to find another piece.
And Khan. Ugh.
Yep, so he runs out his cantrip first for the Stirrings next turn. See what Anthony draws for the turn. Another land. Bloodstained Mire this time, so he's going to have a fetch in the graveyard. See what Oliver draws for the turn. Oh, he's got the second piece there. Ancient Stirring should find him the third. See, he correctly cracks first just to disguise that tower in case he finds the other piece. Which he does. So, well, his bad luck from game 2 looks like it's all gone, and I think we're having a fast game 3 here.
Question is, do you just turn 3 just play Khan and then hope for the scoop, or do you play out the worm coils?
I would play Khan. I think play Khan and plus it. You don't even need to really care about that Tarmogoyf. I mean, the card you'd be caring about is Maelstrom Pulse, but you plus the Khan, get a card out, and it means that the Goyf is going to have to spend a hell of a lot of turns on Khan. As you say, you've got the Worm Coil, you've got the Thrag Tusk, a Ballista to shoot down anything. 2 Worm Coils actually. He just wants to avoid the Maelstrom Pulse. Oh, he just drew the Maelstrom Pulse for the turn.
That was lucky.
And that's going to put...
Whiskey Burn's just like Moon. It's like he didn't scoot because he had Moon.
Yeah, Whiskey Burn is... Oliver's still in a very good position here. Hazoret's going to be a decent... Because he can Culligan's Commander the Worm, and then Hazoret can check the Death Toucher.
I don't think he's going to be laughing when he realises there's 2 worm coils on the other end of that.
He's going to go for the Thrag Tusk here. I'm just looking to see what can go in the grave here. There's a sorcery, land, artifact. If there's an instant somewhere, then Goyf can get the bump. Kurligan's Command, but I don't think he's going to fire that off. He would probably even be hesitant to play Hazoret just in case there's a Khan or a... I mean, anything basically on the Tron side will get rid of Hazoret. So he'll want to get the 5 points of damage out of it. Next turn with the 3, 2, 4, 6, 7, 10. If he finds one more... No, he's going to be short. He can't play 2 Worm Coils in a turn. He can actually play 1 Worm Coil and add a counter to Ballista. Let's see what Blazing Dragon can draw here. Terminate. That's going to be handy. Well, terminate's actually the instant it'll make Goy for 5-5. 5-6.
I really hope he doesn't just play it on the Thrag Tusk now.
Oh, I'm surprised he's fired that off.
Getting rid of his worm coil answers. That's not a...
Well, in response here, Oliver can just crack the ballista and hit the Tarmogoyf, and then that means the Goyf will have to trade with the Thragtusk for this turn, so it takes away his attacking option.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of a misplay there.
And the other thing as well is he doesn't have, if he wanted to take down the ballista, what he could have done was swing the Tarmogoyf and got the Goyf back with the Kolaghan's command. So he's targeting, he's going to make Oliver discard here. We'll see what he's in Oliver's hand. 2 worm coils and a power plant. In response, we'll see what he targets with this ballista. I think he's got a target. Oh, he targeted Anthony, so the attack is still on here. He can safely swing the Goyf now. I think the ideal draw for him here would be a lightning bolt. He could bolt the I mean he could terminate the worm coil and then bolt the Death Toucher.
Death Touch, yeah. Play the coil, start digging.
Chooses to take the 6 there. Just see what his draw is for the turn. Star. Floats 1. Hits back with 5 of his own. So where's he getting the...
I've got no idea.
He's fired that off a bit prematurely there.
I've got it. No, I don't.
Now he's got to deal with the Death Toucher. That's the... So I think it's not a viable attack here. You hold back, wait for the worm coil to swing, terminate
And
the
then
worm
terminate,
coil,
yeah.
and that stops the Thragtusk that play as well. See what Oliver draws for the turn. A Sylvan
And
Scrying.
hopefully you should have a Hazoret online.
Yeah, Oliver's just starting to flood out a little bit. You can see his threats. He's a Khan and a Walking Ballista. Okay, so this is a pretty aggressive line here. Yep, straight. There's a block there, and then terminate the worm coil. Pretty straightforward. And then
Then he just plays out the second one. There's still a lot of power on the board.
Yeah, and he still has to. Like, this is why these worm coils are so good. There's so much to work through when you don't have white to just path to exile them. 9 power sitting there. And there's the second one. Floats 1. He could just cast Sylvan Scrying here.
Sylvan Scry into a tower just so you can play an Ulamog.
Yeah, that'll give him 6, 8, 10, 11. Yep. Yeah, because we haven't seen any world breakers, so I'd assume that Ulamog's the only and Ugin are the only triggers for Sanctum.
Yep.
He's not going to do it. He's going to hold the screen. I don't know if he made a land drop that turn, did he?
No, I don't think he did.
Rabble Master's a terrible draw here.
Has a Hazaret online, but still needs to deal with Death Touch.
Yeah, and the problem with the Rabble Master is it forces the Goblin to attack every turn, so it's just a free block for the Wormcoil, 6 life every turn. Hazaret is a clock. He can just keep hitting him for 2. He can actually do it twice a turn. Hit him for 4 a turn with Hazaret's ability here.
He hasn't got the cards in hand to do it though.
Well, yeah, he'll draw. He's not going to be able to play the Rebel Master this game, I don't think. And he'll draw a card for the turn. We'll see what Oliver finds here. Seal of Primordium that's been brought in for the Blood Moon. So that's going to take. You can just play that out, and that's going to. So Blood Moon's not really an option now. He can get a free hit here with the Wormcoil. He could just swing the 6/6 if he wants and get the life.
You'd nearly just want to be swinging all out every turn, wouldn't you? Put him on the back foot, and then puts him on a slot or a lower clock too.
Well, it'd be interesting if he does swing the Wormcoil. If I was Anthony, I'd be tempted to block with the Tarmogoyf. Because I don't know how many Maelstrom Pulses he has, but if you block with the Tarmogoyf, then you could potentially hit 2 worms. If that was your draw. So see what he's going to do here.
See, with that, I probably would have swung with the 3/3 lifelink worm as well, just to get the extra life.
Well, I think if you're going to swing with the 3/3, then you should just swing the whole team and push through, say, 9 damage. So you see there, yeah, he's blocked with the Tarmogoyf because that's his first Goyf, so you'd assume he's probably got 4 of them anyway. And Hazaret's going to be able to check all of those now. So, but the problem for him is he's going to take, if Oliver had swung the whole team there, there'd be lethal on board next turn. Liliana, I think, just has to minus here.
Does he play the Rebel Master just to block?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's going to be a really ugly play. But it's, if that's the case, if he's going to run that Rebel Master out, then it's Oliver can just sit back and pick up 3 points of life every turn. He doesn't do it, so he's going to use the Hazaret ability. So this is going to put him down to 4, this attack. Then he can block 1, but he'd still take 6 the next turn, so it's actually lethal on board here. for the next turn.
There's the World Breaker.
And he does have the Sylvan Scrying, but to get the Sanctum, but only 1 green source. And Liliana to complicate things. But this is what we were talking about earlier, the kind of the inevitability of Tron. The longer the game goes on, the more inevitable it becomes that it's going to win.
Yeah, I always prefer playing more fun decks, stuff that isn't quite so dominant.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind playing Tron at the SCG event, but I just like I didn't mind the deck in the sense that it's got that powerful top end, but I just have more fun playing other decks. Yeah, so here come all the knuckleheads now.
Playing at an F&M at your LGS, and then turn 3 Khan, and they just sit there and go, okay, game. That's
Yeah.
cool. You feel bad.
I think if World Breaker comes down here, he takes down the Death Toucher. If he plays World Breaker here, then I don't think he can even... I don't think he has any outs. He would need to get 3 blockers on, another 2 blockers on the board to survive the turn. He does have 1 in hand, one of those blockers, and you can see that he's tapped out, not the draw he wants.
No, that's not going to do it.
So Oliver's going to take Modern 2 games to 1. Just update that score. So we're going to move to Legacy now, where Oliver's going for a clean sweep. I don't remember Anthony's deck from Legacy last week. Oliver plays Death and Taxes normally. He's been an Elves player for 4 seasons, and he's switched to Death and Taxes now. No cards in hand. He was actually very successful with the Elves. I'm not sure why he dead on board. There's like absolutely nothing that can get him out of this. He's going Reed Duke style. Make him play it out. Yeah, so I had to see if he knew.
Just testing you.
Yeah, I think Oliver's been around too long to fall for that one. And at here it's Oliver's in New York. It's 12:15 lunchtime. I don't think he's going to be half asleep. Let that one slip.
Well, it's 4:13 a.m. here, so I am half asleep.
Yeah, hopefully you can. Although with a 4-year-old, are you going to get any? The 4-year-old will be up at normal time, won't they?
Yeah, probably in another couple of hours.
Yeah.
And I think I'm actually going to be playing my games immediately after this anyway.
I might be able to commentate those ones as well.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I meant to buy some shoes, but that can wait. Hopefully they're still on sale.
Yeah, I've just recently fixed my my good computer, but my internet is still terrible. So
Well,
I want to do a whole heap of streaming and stuff, but I just can't.
yeah, I always built my own computers for many years, and then it kind of got to the point where, because I was moving around so much, my wife bought me a gaming laptop, and I was always highly skeptical of gaming laptops. Like, I just didn't think they were powerful enough and whatever else. But I've never seen a game that this laptop can't run. And
Yep.
I also got the Steam Link, so I can, and a wireless Xbox controller. So a lot of the games I can just play on my TV as if it's a PlayStation or something. And here in the US, we've got a gigabyte internet connection because my wife works for the company that provides it all, so we get everything for free. Okay, they're into the legacy now, so I've got a pretty good setup going now, and I'm really impressed with this. I don't think I'd buy another desktop computer. I'd just get another gaming laptop next time. But this has been going strong for about 2 years now and hasn't had an issue. The only problem I've ever had with it is the bloody Windows 10 keeps trying to force an update, and every time it updates it causes some sort of problem where I have to restore a previous version. And I've switched the updates off, but it just ignores that and keeps trying to force the update. This is... oh, okay. Now this is odd. I think you and I were commentating a match. I'll just make sure. Oh, no, okay, so I'm looking at Whiskey Burn. Oh no, sorry. Blazing Dragon. Whiskey Burn is back to his elves. He's gone back to the roots. I was going to say, if you look at Anthony's hand, he's playing that Tombstalker.
Okay.
Yeah, we saw this last time, and I think we spent half the game debating why is this Tombstalker in here. I can only guess because of the ponders, the preordain or brainstorms, etc. He's
Just
aiming,
the delve theme.
yeah, he's aiming for a lot of cheap cantrips to get that out pretty quickly. You're more of an Elves player, so you can speak more to Oliver's hand here. A turn 1 play land do nothing is a bit slow for the Elves, isn't it?
Yeah, but... Oh,
Well, turn 2 play land do nothing now.
I like the rest of his hand. I'm a bit unsure about the Vital Force. I feel like that's a bit of a...
Vital, I've started putting Vital Force in a lot of my EDH green decks. It's a really cool card for EDH anyway. I don't know about Legacy.
I just feel like there's stronger options in Legacy, especially.
I can only assume at 5 mana he's going to cheat this out some way. But I'm looking at this board and I'm seeing a Tarmogoyf and a Deathrite on the other side, and it looks like Oliver's... you'd hope he's got some sort of combo that's going to go off sooner rather than later. Anthony on the other side, yeah, I was going to say he's sitting on a Force of Will. You can see he played the Bayou, so he doesn't have a... he couldn't play the Days. Now he's got his blue source. 2, 4, still miles away. 2, 4, 5. He needs another 3 cards for Tombstalker. Well, actually, 2 more cards for Tombstalker because Deathrite Shaman can get him 1 mana.
He is going through those cards quick, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to get one from the fetch from the Delta. 5/5 flyer is not too shabby. Tombstalker was...
I suppose it's just...
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I suppose it's just a bit of a reward for him being able to play so many spells.
Yeah, but we haven't seen any of the cantrips yet, which is a bit surprising. I was going to say, Tombstalker was seeing a bit of play in Modern a while back when people were trying to play with just two colours, say blue-black. Once you go into that third colour for Grixis or whatever, it's a bit difficult, the double black cost. So it's kind of dropped away. There's your favourite card, Glimpse of Nature, but I'm not seeing... He's got Elvish Visionary.
Hasn't not my favourite at the moment. I haven't enjoyed playing it a whole lot. It just hasn't worked for me the last 2 times I've tried to play it.
What's he trying to find with this Zenith? This is the second time he's going to resolve on this time. Okay, Wildwood Symbiote. So this is going to allow him to keep flashing the Visionary, isn't it?
Yeah. I do really like the symbiote in this for the pick anyway, because the Visionary is just going to be repetitive.
Well, for the short time it was in there.
Yeah.
So he's
had to try something though.
Yeah. So he's up to 4. He's up to 7 now. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So he's a turn away. No, you can play it this turn.
Yeah, I feel like it's strongly favouring
and
Blazing Dragon here.
Yeah, and
the Elves aren't too strong.
Now that he knows he's up against Elves, Toxic Deluge is probably coming in, so doesn't look good for the Elves player. I'm just really surprised I haven't seen any of the cantrips. We saw a Force of Will in a Daze, so he's playing probably 8 counter spells. Tombstalker this turn, is it? You can get the Dryad Arbor out of the... yeah. So he's got the 8 mana to play the Tombstalker now. So that's 9 power on the board. Oh, it's going to weaken his Goyf though.
For the 5/5 flyer, I don't think he really cares.
Yeah. See what Oliver can
Curious
find.
to see how much the Elf deck can bounce back from here.
He can. Would you fire off that Glimpse of Nature just to get an extra card draw from? You can actually get 2 card draws. Does the Arbor trigger the Glimpse of Nature?
It is a creature, so it would. Yeah, that's... don't know. I'm not sure I would have played it that way.
Yeah, I think he should have gone Glimpse of Nature into Dryad Arbor into Elvish Visionary. Would allow 2 extra card draws. Oh, maybe... Can he tap the Arbor for land?
I mustn't be able to tap it.
Yeah, it must have Summoning Sickness when it comes down. Only a land on Anthony's side. Although that actually he should have played the land out because he doesn't have one. There's no land in the graveyard, so that would have been an extra point of damage for Tarmogoyf. But Whiskey Burn, Oliver's down to 5, which is lethal from Tombstalker, which has flying. So he needs to go off this turn. I don't know how this deck is going to do 17 points of damage in a turn.
He can do a whole lot of untapping, but he hasn't got any tap effects except for the Arbor.
Okay,
so he might be able to get somewhere, but I'm not sure.
He's going to try it here. He's got at least 2 creatures that are 1-drops. He hasn't played a land this turn. So that'll enable him to return the Dryad Arbor, untap the Dryad Arbor, sorry.
And he can play land per turn as well. But drawing into lands is not what he wants. This is horrible, horrible luck.
Yeah, through all of this, on this cantripping, there's still the Tombstalker presenting lethal. Does this Elves deck even have anything in the deck that can deal with that?
With the Stalker?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. In mine, I've got a couple of ways to gain life, which could put me out of reach, but I'm not sure what he'd be running in this one.
Because he untapped the Dryad Arbor, but what's he gonna... Crop rotation for... Tombstalker's not even a legendary, so... I mean, he doesn't have white anyway to deal with it through the lands. Or something like a Caracas. Highly doubt
See,
Elves.
I don't know why he bounced the Forest first. He should have just bounced the Visionary, or bounced the Ranger. Gear's Cradle. Yep.
That'll get him the... She's got 4 mana floating.
Yeah, it gives him lane. No, that was a good play. Good play.
He still needs to find something though.
Yeah, but he can play the Visionary now and get a double draw.
Yeah, Oliver actually won one of my favourite legacy matches that I've watched in these leagues when he beat Show and Tell, or was it Sneak and Show, where they resolved a Emrakul and wiped his board and put him down to 5, and he still came back and won. It was a classic match. I don't recall who the opponent was, but I imagine they were quite salty.
Yeah, I keep playing a friend with my blue-white cycle Drake, and he's using essentially Ramanap red deck with that Ramanap now.
Yep.
And he keeps getting me down to around 5 health, or a little bit lower, and then I keep clawing my way back and winning the game, and he gets really, really angry about it, but it's been pretty funny. Curious to see whether or not the deck actually works as well on X-Mage as it does on paper.
Oh.
So much pressure with people watching.
Ah, 3. He's got 3 people watching. How many people are on stream? I think we got to about 4 or 5 before. 2 now.
Ooh.
I don't even... What would you call Anthony's deck?
No, that actually... That's kind of cool.
Sultai, I guess.
He's gonna play... yeah, it'd be is it Sultai Delver, or
yes,
would it be a control deck?
I'll call it Sultai Delver versus Elves. Yep.
Tap the Cradle. To add 4.
But what's he trying to do here?
He's just trying to play as many creatures as he can.
Like he must have something in mind in his deck that he's looking for that can possibly... There's a Crater Hoof.
So that could just blow the game out if he could get to it, but...
But they don't have haste.
It's just drawing those 3 lands, those 4 lands, has just killed him.
Yep, so he's conceded there. So Anthony takes game 1. And I suspect post sideboard, you can see the power of the Elves deck there. It just keeps going. But I think...
And it can come out of nowhere too.
Yeah, post sideboard is going to be all about the Toxic Deluge. Speaking of which, I keep meaning to buy one for my EDH.
Yep.
Got to check and see how much it is. Toxic Deluge. Yeah, because not many people sell them. You have to go through a TCG Player.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see if the Sultai player is going to have the answers that he needs to be able to just outright kill the elves.
Yeah, because you can just imagine oh, Toxic Deluge was only printed in a Commander set and in an Eternal Masters.
It's also only sorcery, isn't it?
Yeah, sorcery. But that's generally the answer that they have, is we're just going to jump back in now. Golgari Charm. All creatures get -1, so that could be pretty handy here. Well, you can see the Brainstorm in his hand now.
So they were in there, we just didn't see them.
See what Oliver's got here. Scavenging Ooze is going to be interesting.
I really like that in this matchup, especially with the amount of delve.
We'll see if he's got an answer, because it's pretty. I think it's pretty aggressive. Fatal pushing that Nettle set and all. Two Deathrite Shamans. But he doesn't have the cards in the graveyard just yet, so Scavenging Ooze can keep him off the mana with the Deathrite Shamans. Let me just check. Who is your opponent in the league this week? I'll just bring it up. Just give me a second.
Razvan?
Oh, Razvan Kazaku.
Razvan.
Yeah, I don't know how you say his name, but I get it wrong every single time, and I have to apologise to him every single time. He's told me multiple times, but it's like a tongue twister for me, so I kind of give up. Yeah, because what is it? It's about 6:30 at night where he is. He's from Romania. So Julian Deathrights now. That I mean, Heritage Druid and Wildwood Symbiote are going to be two targets for that Golgari Charm.
All creatures get -1. Ugh.
So, looking at the cards in hand and so on, who are you favouring at this stage?
If Whiskey can draw into a glimpse, I'm favouring him. But yeah, Blazing Dragon seems to have a lot of answers. Like, it's going to get to a point where he wants to do something crucial, and then, or even if he gets the glimpse, he's just going to force a will.
Yeah, I'm looking at that Zenith in hand. I think that's probably going to draw out the Force of Will.
Is he still holding the Golgari?
He put it on top with the Brainstorm.
Okay. I switched hands and I'm like, wait, where'd his card go? Curious to see whether or not he uses the Golgari. or waits until an Anthem effect comes out before he does it?
No, actually, he just cracked his Misty Rainforest, so Golgari Charm's gone now.
Oh, that is great news for Whiskey.
I'm actually a bit surprised about that. Okay, so he's gonna see. We'll see if Anthony just death rights in response, just to keep him off this mana. Yeah, he's gonna do it in response. So I think both these players, particularly Oliver, can forget about getting these. Oh, he's gone after Brainstorm instead.
Making sure he can get value out of his cards before that he loses them.
So that's going to do 2 damage, but that's against Elves. I think that's a slow way to do it. And Oliver gets his green mana that he wanted.
Him tapping that Deathrite means that he can swing it with the Ooze too without too much repercussion.
Yeah, because here Deathrite, Anthony's own Deathrite can take the Sentinel in response. Which he's going to do, yeah. But it means he's going to be tapped out, so Skoos will push just 2 points of damage here. Yeah, this is going to be a big fight over resources in the graveyard. What happened there? Why did the Scavenging Ooze get the...
Yeah, he removed a card.
But in response, didn't the let me just read the... Oh, he used 2 mana, okay. So he used Scavenging Ooze to target the Nettle Sentinel. In response, Anthony used the Deathrite Shaman. In response, Oliver used the second for the Scavenging Ooze.
There's that Tombstalker again, but it's going to be a long while off.
I think we're not going to see the Tombstalker in this match. Ah, thanks. Yep, I can hit. Thank you. Just my lunchtime.
I'm going to feel really sad for this Elf player when he finally goes to play a Glimpse only for it to be counted.
I am just going to remove my webcam for a second. Nobody wants to watch me eat.
Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
Yeah, Ponder took a long time to...
Weighing up options, I guess.
Yeah.
It is a shame when you don't get to see those cards.
Yeah, there's a few instances like that. The Ancient Stirrings with Tron.
It'd be good to see it because we'd be able to analyse, like, why did they pick that?
Oh, that's right. Ponder is bugged.
So the update didn't fix it. Good to know.
Actually, somebody did mention in the forum that it was fixed. So obviously not if he's put them.
Oh.
But because the problem here is that Ponder doesn't even put cards on the bottom. You put them back and then you can shuffle. But they all get put back on top, so the card's just completely wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you hear me chewing?
No.
Okay. Here comes Golgari Charm, so somehow he found it again. Whoa. He's flashed it, so...
In response, I'd bounce back the Visionary.
Well, he didn't actually play it. He's flashed it, so everybody can see it now. So, Oliver's going to be a bit hesitant to run out the Heritage Druid or the Ranger now.
Yeah, he's immediately going to bounce it. See, what he can do now is find his play his Sun Zenith and find his Archdruid. Oh, goes great. Well, that'll do just nicely.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Anthony's hand. So Tombstalker's no hope. Golgari Charm, you'd imagine, is going to come down, and Force of Will. What's he going to Force of Will here?
I'm not sure how many lands he's running, but he seems to be drawing a lot of them.
Oh, you mean Oliver's the Elves player?
Yeah. My Elf deck only runs 12.
Yeah, we have seen Fatal Pushes, which would be a nice draw here. Because this Scavenging Ooze is just threatening to cause real trouble.
One thing I'm liking with the Elf is the Pendlehaven. So if you're going to play the Golgari Charm, he can now bounce the Visionary, tap Pendlehaven, and save all his creatures.
What's he doing with targeting Fatal Push here? Yeah, I remember in the early days of the league, in the first probably seasons 2 and 3, I was playing Blue Red Delver against Oliver, and once these Elves decks get these setups like this, it's damn near impossible to clear the board because they just bounce this, bounce that, tap this, tap that, and so you don't end up hitting much. As you can see, the Golgari...
I feel like the neg 1 just isn't enough.
Yeah, Golgari Charm literally got nothing there. And Anthony might actually be in the market here for a Wasteland. I think he saw Guy's Cradle in the previous match.
this elf deck can't go off, it's probably going to end up playing Tombstalkers.
Well, I think because he saw the Tombstalker in the previous match, Oliver's just going to
keep targeting the grave.
Yeah, every time he sees a land go there, it's going to disappear very quickly. The only way around that for Anthony is to try and time it, because you can see the Scavenging Ooze and Death Rites 2-on-2. So he would have to set up a situation where the Ooze or the Shaman is tapped. Oh, that's going to help. Yeah, set up a situation where a Shaman is tapped so he can 2-for-1 to get the land.
He could almost bait out the counter with the choke too.
Yep, here it comes. I think surely he would assume there's a counter in hand here. 4 cards in hand by turn, whatever it is. Oh.
I am really surprised to see that happen.
Yeah.
Surely that would have been worthy of a force of will. But like, if we saw it as a bait, I'm sure Blazing Dragon probably did too.
But I'm looking at Blazing Dragon and I'm just not seeing how he's going to win this match. Death Rites is a very long, slow burn. And I don't think he would realistically expect his Tombstalker to be able to resolve this game.
Well, this Scavenging Ooze is man of the match so far. He's getting the only damage in the game.
Mm.
And he's just called it.
Yeah, you see, so we're going to go to game 3 now. Yeah, Scavenging Ooze in Legacy is awesome. It's because I play Reanimator, and it's just the worst card to see on the other side.
Gotta say, not a fan of your Reanimator deck.
Yeah, in between. I mean, that's a bad matchup for Reanimator. In between the Death Rites and Scavenging Ooze. Okay, we're looking at Anthony now. He's got Liliana the Last Hope and a Tarmogoyf. Engineered Plague. What is this? Interesting.
Oh, I love that card.
Choose a creature type, but I mean, it's
so he'll play it, target Elves, and anything that comes in as a 1/1 is immediately dead.
Yeah, it's a little bit cheaper. Oh, I guess it's a one-sided one. But I mean, in Legacy, it seems a bit narrow to me. Like, it's in your sideboard for what? The Elves is the only really viable tribe in Legacy, so you got a sideboard card specifically for one matchup.
No, because a lot of the time you'll find the cheaper creatures in the deck will be of a tribe.
I mean, I guess you could bring it in and name Elemental if they're playing Young Pyromancer. I mean,
There's
just
a second engineered plague.
Yeah, just to confuse more, he's got 2 of them. And he brainstorms and can't find another land.
Not finding any land.
I guess the bright side for him, there's going to be some fodder for Tombstalker here. But this is the worst case scenario, because this brainstorm doesn't allow you to shuffle, and he doesn't have the fetch to shuffle it away. So he's not hitting a land drop for at least 2 turns. So I think he's in trouble here.
The question is whether or not you play, as the elf player, play aggressive, play the swept, get your 2 creatures on board, your Sentinel and your Heritage, just so you can play your choke, and just lock him out of the game.
Well, I think the Elves player, as he mentions in the chat, he didn't see turn 1 Deathrite Shaman. He's brainstormed and not going to play a second land drop. So I think he'll pick up on that and know that he's in big trouble. And it wouldn't surprise me actually if Anthony just concedes as soon as he drops the choke.
But he does have the Force of Wills there.
That's true, yeah.
Like with the elf not knowing that, seeing 7 cards in hand, he's got to assume he's got some kind of answer. Or if you bait out the counterspell with the glimpse, maybe.
And what he doesn't know that we do is that Force doesn't have a second blue source. So the Force is not going to work.
Okay, now he definitely wants to do the choke.
So yeah, Delver's going to flip, but choke here I think is game over.
There's enough on board, he could play Glimpse too, so he could actually choke and go off in the same turn. Ooh, I wouldn't have played it that way. Could have played the Glimpse first.
I think that's game.
I would be surprised if it isn't.
So Delver's going to flip, but I think it's going to be all too late. One thing I see frequently out of the Elves player actually is there's a second Force of Will, but a bit late. Is when they've only got one attacker, I don't know why you don't attack with the Sentinel and then do your stuff after, so you can untap the Sentinel. I mean, it's a minor point, but I see it time and time again.
You could do it that way if you want to. If you're intending on playing, the first thing you do next turn is playing a green spell, then it's irrelevant. It doesn't really matter.
You can
And
see
with the Delver being flipped, it wouldn't matter if you had the blocker. So
yeah, I don't see how. Well, his friend Michael has stopped watching. He knows this one's done. He can go and do other things now. Like, he kind of just, from Anthony's side, he just has to set up like an Alpha Strike, but it's just, I'm trying to think what he can possibly do here. Like, turn 3, he's probably, probably going to be leaning towards that Engineered Plague.
But he hasn't hit the land drops.
Yeah, and that's 3 turns away, and it's going to tap him out again. And blue-black just can't get rid of enchantments. So I don't see what the line to victory is here. Beat down off the Delver, but I think that's going to be too slow.
I think he was banking on Delver being able to do it, and him not going off. But if he manages to fill his board here with enough elves, then it's probably just going to be
Yeah, I think the big crucial play was that Brainstorm missing land drops.
Hmm.
And then the second issue was when first he missed a land drop, and then he had a choice whether to go the aggressive route, which with the Delver, which he did, or hold the Delver to for force of will.
And if he wouldn't have been in this choke situation.
Yeah, and I think especially because he saw choke in game 2, that's the line I would have taken. So Oliver's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, another option that's open, he can just hold the Delver back here as he gets a second land. Delver can just sit back.
Curious about the elf deck. I haven't seen him play it before. So when he went for the Sun Zenith, what did he search for?
It was countered by force of will.
Oh, it counted. I was there thinking, I'm sure you would have gone for an Archdruid, wouldn't you? Unless beating down with weenies is in his
Well, I mean,
Win-con.
I've watched him play this quite a few times, and one of his win cons, I don't recall how he does it, but it's to cheat out a Progenitus.
That'd be easy enough to do.
I don't recall what card he uses to do it, but he does get it quite frequently. Okay, Anthony's now, he's got, or that can be tapped. The Bayou's not an island.
You could do it with Green Sun Zenith. Search your library for a green creature because he's still green.
Yep.
If you mana cost X and put it on the battlefield.
Okay, he can Engineered Plague next turn with Deathrite Shaman. Although Oliver can Deathrite Shaman in response to denying the land. Down to 10, so time running out here. I think the game is certainly not gone yet. Because you see, Oliver's only got a land in hand, a Guy's Cradle. He will be able to bounce the Elvish Visionary though, won't he?
No, he can bounce a forest. He can't bounce a creature. You return a forest to untap a creature.
Oh. Okay, so...
And he drew into a forest, so it's actually going to turn around really quickly here.
Yeah, shields are down because he's
Get that
tapped
engineered out.
the Deathrite Shaman. Oh no, sorry. Oh, he's drawn another land. He's got 3 lands in hand. He's going to tap the Shaman. Oh, that's a big one.
No, because he can still bounce a forest to do it again.
But can the Shaman untap?
Yeah, he bounces a forest to untap the Shaman.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Ranger.
I think he
on
can
the far
only
left.
he can only do that once per turn though, can't he? Yeah, only once per turn. I think he's done it already.
Yeah, but he only needs to target the last land in the graveyard to stop him from being able to get mana.
But he's not going to be able to he's not going to be able to untap the Shaman again. I think he's used that Ranger ability already this turn. Let me just check the... Draws a card. Oh no, he hasn't, sorry. Okay, so he's going to use it now. Oh, you untapped the Sentinel. So Anthony can do it this turn.
Why would you do that?
I mean, in Oliver's defense, he's going to put him to 4 here. But in Oliver's defense, he has not seen... Oh, actually, is that just dead? 1, 2, 3, 4. coming through. That's
You can
lethal.
swing with the ranger.
Yeah, he's presenting lethal right there, so he's got a block. What? Yep, so he's going to
Yeah, I
take
was going to say
3,
block the dryad.
go to 3. It's still a 2-turn clock though, because Shaman, Deathrite Shaman, does it have any instants of sorceries? Oh, there's one in the graveyard, the Glimpse of Nature, so he's got 2 points of damage there.
He can still bounce the land, bounce it by you in his opponent's turn.
Ah, and untap the
Says
Deathrite.
use this ability only once each turn. It's not actually a sorcery.
Yep, so
You can still, in response, untap.
so
tap.
Anthony needs to land off the top here. But I'd be interested to see though if Anthony goes for the Deathrite Shaman. I wonder if Oliver would do that in response. I think he'll just do the 2 life, and then hope to do the final 2 points of damage in his own turn.
Which would be a massive misplay because you'd only have to hit that engineered.
Yeah, but I think that's the play Oliver's going to do. Yeah, so Anthony goes for the land. I think he's going to use the Shaman to hit Glimpse of Nature and put him to 1, thinking that he can just go wider here. If Oliver's going to target the land in response here, then it's game over. And he is targeting the land, so that's a good play from Oliver.
That was a really good play.
He's going to take Legacy 2 games to 1. Yeah, and there's a concession from Anthony. Choke the MVP. And that's the end of our stream. I'm going to be back shortly covering Nathan and Razvan. So good luck for your matches, and we'll see everyone back shortly. Thank you.